not the easiest. It's not the easiest place. I think our financial institutions are very conservative. They say yes. We want to promote SMEs. We want to invest into SMEs. But when you get to the front end, there's two sides to it. One side, taking myself 4 or 5 years back, I would have said, these guys are so unnecessary. He has a good idea, just give me the money and I'll go and run with it. 5 years later, I said, but most of the questions actually that are asked is for your benefit. Because there's nothing worse than getting 5 million, you go into a business that doesn't work. Now you're liable for that 5 million. So, I really believe that there's still about a 20% that they could relinquish as financial institutions to become a bit more lenient, and then give the guys the opportunity. I was talking to somebody the other day and I said, if they give 5 million, I would say you also give that company a mentor, somebody that's going to walk the path with them, somebody that has background that can say, yes, okay, it's a great idea, we believe in the idea, but let's walk the first 6 months together, because it's the way you start the business. And if you instill certain principles and certain operational guidelines, procedures, it will help the business just continue. So great business, bad management, no success. So, it's not easy. But some of the things I really feel that it's important to have. You have a cash flow, you have a business case study, you've done your own SWOT analysis. What's my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats? You go through all of those. Who are my competitors? What are the seasons? You go through all of those things. When it comes to the stuff that they've introduced, like equity and collateral, those are the things now that stop most of us SMEs, because where are we going to get collateral from? I need 5 million, I need to come up with 500,000. Where am I going to get that from? So those are the challenges. Unless you approach an investor that knows the industry. So if an investor knows the industry, naturally he's not going to look for collateral when he understands and he knows the risk that he's taking in getting into the business. I like equity funders. So what happens with an equity funder is they take up equity in your business. That's how they invest in. So they say, okay, look, you want to make couches. Okay, we're going to take up 60% equity in your business, and for the 5 million over the next 5 years, this is how they're going to work out the cash flows. They say you're going to pay us back, and we're going to have dilution of equity. So eventually, you have the company back, but you've now got almost like a big brother on board with you that's assisting you, that's got the financial savvy. You know how to make couches, but do you know how to manage finances? So that's why I like equity funding, where the guys come on board and then they've got, it's a step-by-step type of thing. And then once the loan's paid back and the interest to them is paid back, now you've got this business. That's a mature business, 5 years down the line that you can run with.
Yeah. And so that investment, that funding, obviously whether you go now for an investor or a financial institution, the pro of that would probably be that that there's more rapid growth. Is that the main reason to look at funding?
Yeah. Yes. Look, it's basically somewhat similar to a build, operate, transfer, PPP, where they say, okay, look, government, you want to build this building, or whatever institution it is, you want to build this building, you don't have the money, it's going to take you 5 years to save the money. We can do it for you now, and then you just pay it off over time. Most SMEs that start need something. They have the understanding or they have the idea, but they need something. So if you want to get into manufacturing, you need the equipment.
You need a plant.
So you can't say, okay, look, I'm going to start off with 5,000, unless what we did is it's called reverse integration. So you start off with buying, let's just say you want to make T-shirts. So you start off by buying the T-shirts, but they're not knitted together. They're just pre-cut. It's like prefabricated stuff. Yeah. And you buy it, and you've got a small machine, and now you put it together, and you've made it because you've added value to the garment. And then you sell it. But you're going to start off very small, and it's going to take you quite a while. So if you want to quantify it, and you say, look, I'll rather get 100, so I can start with 10,000, but it's going to take me maybe about 2 years to get to this level where I can start pushing through 1,000 units. If I get 100,000 now, I can push 1,000 units now, yes, once again, 100% of $1 versus 50% of $100. And then you just start doing your maths from there. And then the fact that it's not just the once off, it's month on month or year on year that you're getting these returns but you must, I think it's important to have an equity dilution. Some investors don't want out, especially when they see it's a good business. They say, no, I'm in for life. So you must just make your calculations and say, okay, look, I'm happy with it, or no, I'm not happy with it. So based on that, I'm not going to take this funding. Or